Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I might have a little bit of trouble with my internet today. I'm not too sure what's going on. But if my signal is not so good, it's my internet on my side. I'm not too sure what's up, but hopefully it holds out okay. So, again, welcome to day number 7 of the Conflict Elimination 7-Day Challenge. Here we are on the final day. So, it's been a wonderful 7 days. I hope it's really just been very beneficial for everybody here. Learning about the conflict elimination technique, and of course yesterday, learning how to combine the BCR technique together with the conflict elimination technique as well too. So feeling a lot of that connection between those two techniques, level 1 technique, level 2 technique. And what we're just going to go over today is we're just going to go over a final overview of the conflict elimination technique itself. And then we're going to go to any last Q&A that you guys have. So again, if you guys have been participating the last few days and you do have questions in regards to the conflict elimination technique or even the BCR technique as well too, you can feel free to put that into the chat. But again, today we're just going to go over the final overview of the conflict elimination technique, so it's not going to take too long. But I do want to get to some questions if you guys do have some questions in the chat here shortly. Okay, so we're going to go over, like I said, from step number 1. About the conflict elimination technique. Well, again, that's where the notepad comes in. That's where your notebook comes in. That's where your phone, your iPhone comes in. Your smartphone comes in. That's where your tablet comes in. Okay, and we're creating the 2 columns here. We have our conflicts and we have our goals. So again, that's always the procedure, the pre-practice before we actually start the conflict elimination technique. What is our goal? What are we looking to achieve? Right? Especially when you start doing BCR technique and you start feeling that love energy flowing through you, you start strengthening it because you're working with it every single day. And it feels absolutely wonderful. You're filling yourself with that love energy. You feel on top of the mountain. You feel like you're at the summit. You're sitting on your throne. You feel amazing. You're commanding your reality. You're clearing away all of those old conflicts, the emotional conflicts, the mental traumas. All of it's being softened. Those boulders are being turned into feathers. And we're on top of the mountain. And now that we've done that for 30 days, right, the love energy within us is soaring. We feel incredible. We feel on top of the world. And now all we're doing is the thorough cleaning. And that's where conflict elimination technique comes in. It is the thorough cleaner for our conflicts. Every single one of them. Physical, emotional, and mental. So we want to look into our goals. So what's our goal? So I just want to bring myself into greater peace. I want to have a healthy body. I want to have a healthy emotional body. I want to have a healthy mental body. Good. So what's standing in the way? And that's where the conflicts come in. But as you train yourself in the 30-day BCR technique, then you're realizing that your love is just so much stronger than any conflict. So it does not even matter what kind of conflict comes in. You've been exercising yourself for those 30 days. You've been putting yourself through that strong training of love energy. And so no matter what comes up, no matter what life throws at you, you have the confidence and the strength to working and clearing all that out, to clearing out the conflict so that you're learning to live inside, right? BCR technique teaches you how to live inside. Conflict elimination is that maintainer that's keeping you living inside. So we want to make sure we're writing down our goal, and then we're getting our conflicts. And like I said, we can look into that drill down strategy, very similar to like what Dr. David Hawkins said in regards to our drilling down strategy pertaining to conflicts, right? Oh, I feel like I'm jealous about my partner. Okay, and she did this. Okay, and then what? Well, then we're going to have a big fight. And then what? Well, then I think we're probably going to break up. And then what? Well, I'm probably going to have to leave my house. And then what? I have to find a new place of my own. Then what? Then I'm going to be alone, right? So we keep getting into those drill downs about going into greater depth because this is helping us to identify what that conflict is. We're helping to basically take this big drill and we're drilling into the core of our being by using the and then what strategy. So if we just get things on the surface, use that drill down strategy, and that will help you to say, okay, well, and then what? And then what? And well, this will happen, and this will happen, and this will happen. Okay, so here's things of abandonment. Here's things of being left behind. Here's things of separation consciousness. So here's victimization consciousness. Here's abandonment. Here's abuse. Here's addiction. Okay, so these are conflicts that are coming up as we learn to drill down. It's a great strategy, works very, very well, helping you to identify the heavy conflicts that are in the way of your goal, right? But even though we drill down, like I said, we have those 30 days of experience of BCR technique to lighten ourselves up. So even though we're looking deeply into these things, we're not attached, we're not victims of these conflicts. We know better, especially after doing 30 days of BCR technique. You know better than that. You are love, you are happiness, you are joy. So I'm just looking into these things because all conflicts, every single one of them, have always occurred in the past. Okay? You are never experiencing a present conflict. Do you guys know that? You're never experiencing one. Conflicts only exist through the power of thought. So when you know that you're going through a conflict, it's thought that's bringing it to you. Okay? It's not the present moment. Present moment is peaceful. Present moment is being here and now. Right? You're completely in the flow of the present moment. It's when we take ourselves out of the present moment and we're bombarded by a thought. And that thought is telling you, here's the swelling intensity of a conflict. You've never experienced a conflict in the present. It's always carried you out into a memory. It's carried you into a thought. It's confined you to the nature of time. Okay? So a conflict is confined to a timeline. Conflict is confined to a memory. Conflict is confined to a thought. So, you're never in the present moment suffering. This is why the great masters of old have always talked about be here and now. Be in the present moment. Be in the now moment. Because this is where you're free. Because you're not confined to time in the present moment. You're not confined to time when you are here now. A thought has to take you out of the present moment and say, oh, well, there's this thing with jealousy, there's this thing with abandonment, there's this thing with victim consciousness. Thought. Those are all thoughts. So your conflicts are thoughts, okay? And thoughts are a relative thing, okay? They can be transcended. They can be cleared away. We cannot, of course, take away the experience that we have been dealt pertaining to something that we've got caught up in through time, right? If we basically feel like there's a harsh breakup that happened, oh, I wish I could go back in time and prevent that breakup from happening, you're just fantasizing. You're fantasizing and you're dreaming, and you're not here and now, and you're not willing to accept that something like that has happened to you, right? Someone had a severe, heartbreaking breakup, right? As much as we would love to build a gigantic time machine and go back into that particular point and try to avoid that, it's not going to happen, okay? You are never, ever going to prevent yourself from having that experience. That experience has happened, right? The cards have been dealt to you. The stars have been aligned for that situation to occur. So we cannot change what has already been destined for us to experience. We've already experienced it. But what we can do is we can heal it, okay? We can heal the pain that represents that conflict, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Physical body, emotional body, mental body, environmental situations, okay? We always have the ability to heal that, but we have to get on in the alignment of healing. So BCR technique teaches you this. Conflict elimination technique teaches you this, teaching you to get on the side of your healing, to be in alignment for healing. And that starts with the present moment. That's why in BCR technique, we're working with breath work, right? We're doing with level 1 breath, we're doing the cleansing breath. Level 2, we're doing heart rate variability. And we continue to do that until we feel calmness, okay? So I'm not telling you to go into the past when you're breathing. When you're breathing, you're here in the present moment. When you're breathing, you are aligning yourself here and now. You're being here. I wouldn't even say aligning. It's just being here in the moment. And that's where you're free. So when the thought tries to, take a fishing rod and get you and tries to pull you over into its domain, right? You go into a thought domain. Oh, I'm a victim, and all this stuff happened. Oh, I'm so jealous about this person, and this happened. Oh, I'm low on money, and this happened. Okay? You're getting fish hooked, and you're getting pulled into the corner here, being put into that sphere a container, a prison, representing that thought. Okay? When you get completely caught up in thought, you are contained in a prison. That's what's happening. You're contained in that sphere. You're contained in that cell, and you are completely giving yourself into the mercy of what that thought represents. Which means the thought really is your own creation, and you're imprisoning yourself in your own creation, tormenting yourself with everything that represents the theme of that thought, that memory, that timeline. Okay? It's not about switching timelines as well too, right? So, I can switch this timeline, I can do this timeline. Well, how about we get out of time? How about we get out of time altogether? How about we're present? How about we're right here, right now? How about we go into our love energy, right? How about we fill that up? Because when we're filling ourselves up with love energy, that's happening right now, okay? That's not a past. That's not a future. Something that's happening right now. We're feeling that energy. We're feeling that peace. We're feeling that sweet surrender. And we simply use the reinforcement space as a template. It's a template that we can see right here, right now, just like we're going outside and we're looking at a beach, or we're looking at a beautiful forest, or we're standing on top of a mountain and we're just taking in the splendor of the peace of this moment. Well, that's all you're doing inside. All the things that you feel are beautiful outside can now be reflected inside, and you're standing in those graceful spaces. And you're taking that love energy and you're filling it, and you're accumulating it. Because you're being present, you're able to accumulate all that love energy, getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And now we put it into ourselves, and now we talk to the love energy, and now the love energy works with our commands. Okay, so we're getting out of the flurry pertaining to the thought prisons. Okay, the thought prisons, the conflicts, the containers all together. So this again is why I remind you guys to look into the 30-day BCR Technique challenge. Okay, it's a good way to start off with this. It's a good way to help you out altogether. Okay, so that's the most important thing, is to work together and be in the present moment, helping yourself to heal, jotting down your conflicts so that now we can go into conflict elimination. So that's where we're going to start right now. So let's say, for example, we got our goal, we got the conflicts written down. Okay, placing our hands upon the center of our chest, we're taking a deep breath in. And I'm just asking myself, right now, can I see myself going to the goal? Can I see myself at that goal? Well, I don't know. I have a lot of conflicts here. Okay, so if I was to take all those conflicts out of you, and if I was to put it into a big, gigantic ball and chuck it out the window, and now you are completely left without any of those conflicts, can you see yourself in your imagination right now reaching your goal free of those conflicts? I can see it. I can see that light at the end of the tunnel. I can see myself free of that. Very good. Because that's all we're doing, is we're just seeing ourselves in our imagination. Can I imagine myself free of those conflicts, reaching my goal? I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I move forward. Okay? Once you're there, once you move into the light at the end of the tunnel, you're home free. You have the goal. You're already at your goal right now. All we're doing in conflict elimination technique is goal setting and making sure that we're reaching that goal. So now that we asked that first question, right? Can I imagine myself at my goal, free of the conflicts? Yes, I can. I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm moving towards it. Great. Second question. Are you ready? Are you ready to let this happen right now? Are you ready to make this happen? Are you ready to make this a go? Yes. Okay. So we're basically telling ourselves, we're getting ourselves amped up. Okay, I got that stuff. I see it in my imagination. I see myself free of those conflicts. Good. Are you ready to make this happen now? Absolutely. Let's go for it. Okay. So once those two questions are out of the way, now we move into conflict elimination. Okay. So the conflict elimination process. Okay. So either your left hand or your right hand. Placing your hand here. So guys, what does this hand represent? Okay, if If I'm placing this hand down on the chest, what does it represent? You can tell me in the chat. Okay, if I'm placing my hand right here, what does this hand represent? Why am I placing it down on the chest? Okay, does anybody remember that? So let me give it a few seconds, see if anybody can remember that. So if I'm placing my hand here, what does this hand mean? Okay, it's the goal hand. You got it. Okay, how much of my attention should be in the goal hand? Okay. So if we're doing the conflict elimination technique, okay, how much of my attention, how much of a percentage of my attention should be on my goal? See if you guys can answer that too. How much of the percentage of my attention should be at my goal? April says 90%. Yep. So close to about 90 to 95% of your attention is at the goal hand. Very good. So the goal hand, of course, is your end result. That is the light at the end of the tunnel. That's where we're putting our attention. Okay? And we have this hand. Now don't worry, I won't quiz you guys about this hand because it's pretty obvious. Okay? So this is the conflict hand. Okay? So we're outstretching our fingers. We're imagining like these are fire hoses that are turned on, and they're spewing out all that water, and they're very, very tense. This is our conflict hand. This represents the conflict hand. So, with the conflict hand, do I consciously control the hand 100%? Okay? Do I consciously control this hand 100%? Am I the one 100% doing this? No. Okay? So, only about maybe 10%, 15% of me is actually controlling the hand. Well, what's working with the hand to bring it into a clenched fist? Well, that's spirit energy. That's love energy. That's soul. That's spirit. That's God. That's the divine. That's the source consciousness. Whatever you want to call it is fine. Okay? So spirit is what's bringing the hand into a clenched fist. So as it's bringing it down to a clenched fist, it just becomes a natural, automatic process. Okay? So I want you guys also to give me some feedback, because many of you here have been here for the 7 days. Later on, I'd like you to give me some feedback in regards to how the conflict elimination technique has been working for you. Okay? There's quite a few of you here, and I want to hear your feedback about you guys doing the conflict elimination technique and how it's been working for you. This is our last day together, so I want to make sure that we're getting the best out of the last day. Okay, so please make sure you guys are giving me some feedback as you're working with conflict elimination, because this is going to help people that are doing the 7-day challenge here. Okay, so we have the conflict hand. We have it fully extended. Okay, we're aware of our goal here, 90 to 95%. We've already written down our conflicts. We've already seen the light at the end of the tunnel. And now we're going to do our 3 deep breaths into the nose, out to the nose, spirit breath, and we can envision the light. Okay, and the light, of course, can be any color that you wish. Okay, so let's do that. So let's imagine right now that I'm at the goal pertaining to having a healthy body. Okay, and I'm clearing away the old eating habits that have been making me sick, getting rid of the old addictions pertaining to bad food. Okay, that's what I'm going to use for an example today. It's just clearing away the old addictions of bad food eating. Okay, so I've already done the envision. I've already seen myself at the end, light at the end of the tunnel. I've already seen myself drilling down, going through all the conflicts. I'm ready to do this. So here we go. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay. So how many affirmations should I have on hand? How many affirmations should I have? I should have at least those 3 golden affirmations that really impact me, that really strike a chord with me. So if it's something in regards to healing the body, I want those 3 affirmations, at least 3, to complement that. Okay? So here we go. I'm surrendering this to spirit. I am seeing my physical body healthy. I am giving up the bad eating. I'm giving up the bad processed foods. I'm letting go of that old part of me. I'm staying in the heart of my goal. I'm living inside my goal. I'm seeing my body completely healthy. I'm giving all of this to Spirit. I'm surrendering it to Spirit. I'm surrendering these old conditions to Spirit. I'm surrendering these conflicts to Spirit. I'm letting it all go. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to take care of the physical body. I'm going to take care of myself emotionally. I'm going to take care of myself mentally. I'm going to start eating lighter foods. I'm going to start drinking more water each day. I'm going to feel healthy. I'm going to bring exercise into my daily routine. I'm at peace with my goal. I'm at peace with my goal. I'm at home. I'm at home. I'm at home. Okay, so there's the clenched fist. So we take another deep breath in. And now we do the second sweep. Okay, so maybe the fist opens up a little bit. Okay, and we do it again, doing those affirmations. I'm at peace with my body. I'm eating healthy. I'm going to be eating lighter. I'm going to be drinking more water each day. I'm going to be exercising a lot more. I'm going to be happy that I'm exercising a lot more. I'm going to be happy that I'm eating healthy. I'm going to be happy that I'm eating lighter. And I'm surrendering all the conflicts to God. Surrendering all these conflicts to God, letting them go completely, being completely at home with my goal. Okay, and there it is again, the clenched fist. Another deep breath in, deep breath out. Sorry, that should be at the nose. In and out. Okay, so we try and do nasal breathing when we can. All right, so that is, again, the demonstration of the conflict elimination technique. Now that I take care of that, I've now reached that goal. How do I feel inside? Okay, I feel a lot lighter. I feel like I can do this. I feel I can eat healthy. I feel I can clear away those processed foods. I can drink water a lot more. I can exercise daily. I'm committing myself to that goal. That's the whole point of goal setting. Okay, so through goal setting, we are working together to reach that light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, we are committed to that. 90% of our attention is going here towards our goal, and Spirit is just clearing that out as it is. So all we're doing with this hand, when Spirit is working with this is just our gauge to letting us know we're letting go of the conflicts. Those are no longer standing in our way. We've found our resolve. We have our resolution. And now we move into that resolution and we grow. We expand, we nurture, we blossom ourselves. And we continue to do repetition with the conflict elimination technique. All right? So this is all about repetition. The more that you're working together with this every single day, and you're doing it multiple times per day, you are going to see some incredible things happen. Okay? So guys, I'd like to turn to the chat now. Guys, how has conflict elimination technique been working for you? How has it been working for you? How have you been enjoying it? Have you been able to clear certain things from the conflict elimination technique? All right. Have you previously worked with the BCR technique and now you're just starting to move into conflict elimination technique? Okay. So let me know, guys. Let me know in the chat how you guys are feeling. Okay. How the conflict elimination technique has worked for you. How about the BCR technique? How has the BCR technique worked for you? Okay. So talk to me, guys. There's over 60 of you on right now, and you're here, so talk to me. How have things been with BCR technique? How have things been with conflict elimination technique? Let's leave something good for people who can see this in the future, who can now tune into conflict elimination technique and say, okay, well, there's all these people here. How have they benefited from it? Well, that's a good question. That's what I want to ask them right now. How are they benefiting from BCR, and how are they benefiting from conflict elimination? Okay, so let me know, guys, in the chat. Okay. Yeah, some guy just says, I don't trust this guy. Well, I never said you guys had to trust me, right? I hope you trust yourself, right? This is, again, It's not about you guys having to put your faith completely in me because I'm not the one that's running your life. Okay? It's to put your faith in yourself. It's to use this practice because this is a free practice that can help you guys. And if you feel that this practice is something great, you can use it. If you don't want to be involved with it, you don't have to be at all. You don't want to trust me, you don't have to trust me. I'm not saying, guys, you got to trust me here. You got to trust me. I want to run your life, right? I'm never going to say that. I'm never going to do that. So I really don't care if you trust me or not, because it's not about me. It's about using this practice because you are seeing how practical it is. You're seeing how simple it is. You're putting it to use, and you're getting results out of it. The same thing with BCR technique. The technique speaks for itself. You're doing the practical technique, you're trying it out, you're experiencing it for yourself, and you're seeing the results. And you can always talk to me if you have trouble, okay? If you have trouble with either conflict elimination or BCR technique, you can talk to me. I'm not saying you guys need to 100% trust me and get me to run your life, because I don't want to run your life. I'm doing this simply to share, right? To share this. And who knows, maybe you guys don't like the way my face looks, or maybe you don't like the way that my voice sounds. Hey, that's okay. Don't really care. I'm at peace because I've done all this work. I've done this work with BCR technique and conflict elimination, and I'm benefiting from it every single day. And I'm happy to share with what I benefit from, with things that I've created. Sharing with you guys because I love you guys as souls, as beautiful beings, and I don't care if you trust me or not. Let the technique speak for itself, okay? And just try it and make your own decision rather than getting into judgment of assumption here, okay? That's what I can suggest. Okay. I know some people haven't finished the BCR technique because it is 30 days long, okay? So I just want you guys to keep working with it every single day. So Anne, when you said, to be honest, I haven't totally finished the BCR technique, how has it been going for you, Anne, so far, right? So if you've been doing it for a few days, how is BCR technique going for you? How are you finding it? Okay. This is from Lena. Lena says, I am more calm. Good. Glad to see it. Sharon says, just fell upon this, going to do the 7 days to try to clear a bad fungal nasal infection. This resonates with me, okay? So whenever we're noticing, like I said, a physical problem within the body, absolutely. The goal is that you see that completely clear. You see yourself completely free of it. And now when you're looking at the conflicts, you may just see the symptoms, okay? So it may just be the symptoms in regards to the physical body. There's a fungal infection in the nasal. He has problem breathing. Maybe it hurts a little bit if I'm breathing. Okay, and so what does that do to you emotionally? I get very upset about this. I feel very depressed that I have this. Okay, so we're drilling down. So this is what it feels like in the physical body. How am I feeling emotionally about this? Yeah, it feels very depressing. I feel very upset about this. I feel very sad about this. Okay, how about mentally? Mentally, I just feel like this is just bothering me. I'm getting irritated by it, right? So I feel like it's almost a type of an abuse. Okay. So there we go. So we drilled down, and we want to try and get not just the physical information relating to the problem, but we also want to see how it affects us emotionally and mentally as best as we can. Because once we see the emotional connection to it, the mental connection to it, that's what's going to make it a lot more easier to clear away. It's going to clear away because, like I said, the vast majority of problems that we have in the physical body are mentally and emotionally created. So the more that we're able to really put our emotions into this, and we're looking into the mentalities, right? What belief systems are surrounding that, okay? What confinement, what containers are surrounding that mentally? We are able to identify that, and now we're able to really get a very quick healing take place with that condition, right? So it's going to sweep away very, very quickly once you drill down and you look into the emotional, mental body of it. Okay? Randy says, wanting to clear my subconscious programming. Okay, yeah, we can absolutely do that. So BCR technique takes care of that as well, too. We want to find out exactly what that subconscious programming is. So this is why we identify it through the physical body, the emotional body, and the mental body, right? We just was so about, I just want to clear away my subconscious programming. Well, that's looking at the entire ocean, okay? Let's take a look at themes. Let's take a look at these certain things that are coming up within the physical, emotional, and mental bodies that represent the subconscious programming. Well, what is the programming? Okay, so maybe I'm angry, maybe I'm sad, maybe I'm fearful. Okay, maybe I'm going through abuse, maybe I'm going through addiction, maybe I'm going through rejection. Okay, maybe I'm going through abandonment. These are the things we want to identify. We want to identify what that subconscious programming is so that we can break it down, right? We're breaking it down in chunks. We're breaking it down in themes. And as we do that, more is going to be revealed. So we don't want to start off so broad. Oh, Brad, I just have problems and I want to clear away my problems. Okay, what are your problems? I don't know, I just have problems. Well, can't really do too much with that. We have to be able to identify what these problems are. They have identity because we've identified them as problems. So we have to look into those problems with what we've identified with so that we can clear them out. Okay, so again, start off with BCR technique, Randy. Okay, work together with that. How's your physical body feeling? How's your emotional body feeling? How's your mental body feeling? Okay, and we just write those things down. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling fearful. Okay, so that's your emotional body. What about your mental body? Okay, well, I'm feeling abandoned, rejected, abused, addicted. Hey, those are some simple traumas that we have in the mental body. We want to identify these things. Talk out a situation with you. Okay, if you feel like you're having a problem with your partner, right? We drill it down, just like Dr. David Hawkins would tell you. And then what? And then what? And then what? Here's a problem with my partner. And then what? What's happening? Oh, this is happening here. And if I don't do this, then this is going to happen. And then what? Well, then this will take place. And then what? Oh, this will take place. Okay, so you're drilling down in the core of the situation so you can identify what those programs are, what those conflicts are, so we can heal them. Okay, that's the idea. Identify them because they have identity. Okay. Rebecca says, I'm getting better and better. Loving the breathing technique too. That's fantastic. Thank you, Rebecca. Evil Pole says, I'm good, getting benefits from BCR, but other people are irritated by upliftment and by my upliftment and love energy. Evil Pole, I know exactly what you mean, so I feel you. And that's okay, right? If people have irritation, it's like that person says, well, I don't trust this guy. Well, I'm not going to show any anger to you because it doesn't matter to me whether you trust me or not. Doesn't matter to me if you bash me into the ground or not. I really don't care because I'm completely at peace with who I am and I'm completely at peace with what I do and what I'm about. Okay? So yes, people are going to get irritated because they're not doing the inner work and you're doing the inner work, right? So again, all we're doing is if that irritation from other people is causing us to feel depressed, well, then we have to clear out that depression. If it's causing us to feel unsettled, then we have to clear away that unsettledness, right? And that's just how some people will be. Some people will see you smiling and that you're happy and that you're joyful, and they're miserable. And they're miserable, and all they want to do is their ego's in charge, and they want to completely flame at everybody. They want to flame at people and say, oh, why are they smiling around here? I'm in such a miserable way. I'm in such a miserable life. How come they're happy? Well, I'm going to make them miserable, okay? All they want is vengeance. They're upset that you're happy, and they're not, but they haven't even asked you, how are you able to be so happy? Hey, I'm happy to share it with you. I'm happy to tell you exactly what I do. I can tell you exactly what I do step by step. No, they don't ask that. They're just angry, and they're just bitter. And why is that? Because they live from the outside. They don't trust themselves. They don't trust other people. They don't trust the earth. And they're in misery, right? Do not take on their responsibilities. Do not take on their feelings. Do not take on their emotions. Just bless them. Give them a smile on that face. When this person here, right, his name is Oscar, okay, saying, I don't trust this guy. I'm just looking at Oscar right now, and I'm just giving him happiness. I'm just giving him love. I'm just telling his soul, let trust shine in his heart, because his mistake is thinking that he has to trust other people. He doesn't realize that the only person he ever has to trust is himself. So give him that wisdom. Give him that love. Give him that support. And may compassion find its way to him and blessings to him. Okay? So there's an example right there, is just being able to look at a person, right? I've had some people come to me and troll me pretty hard and flame me pretty hard. Or Brad doesn't know what he's talking about. Or Brad's doing all this stuff. Or Brad's trying to make a lot of money off you guys and, and all this stuff. And that's okay, right? The old me would be like, what? You want to put up your dukes? You want to fight? But no, there's none of that anymore. Because I had to look into what was feeding me, what was causing conflicts within me, and I had to clear that out. If I'm upset with you emotionally, that's something that's wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you, right? That's something that I'm defensive about because now my ego gets offended and it wants to defend itself, right? So yes, you're going to meet people that are going to be upset because you're working on yourself, right? You're going to have people that are going to vent at you because you're doing your inner work and they are not doing their inner work, right? So that's a very, very important thing we have to remember, is let's just continue to do our inner work. Let's continue to just give compassion to those who are struggling, to having hard times, because we're always available to me and say, all you have to do is just ask me, what do you do to stay so happy? Why are you looking so peaceful? Well, because I do my inner work. Inner work, what's that? Well, I'll show you. Come sit down with me for a little bit and we'll talk. Perfect. That's awesome. Okay. But do not take those things personally in regards to that. They are just not aware about the inner work that you are doing. And they don't even think that this inner work exists. Well, that's where you're the educator. That's where you're the helper. Okay? So just be aware about whenever you're feeling attacked, whenever you're feeling like you're triggered because somebody is judgmental on you, someone is irritating you, somebody is just wanting to make you feel terrible. We just want to look in that. If I get conflicts coming together, well, then I got to write those conflicts down. I got to be aware of those conflicts. And now I'll go into BCR. Now I'll go into conflict elimination, and I'll clear them out. So the person could just be in my face and, Brad, you're this and you're that, and you're horrible, you're this, other thing, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just smiling at them. So, okay, all right, I can be that. I can be all those things that you want me to be. Well, good. So you remember that. You're someone I don't trust, so I don't want to trust you, and that's that. Okay, no problem. Be well with you. You see, there's no ammunition for their onslaughts of attack, right? There's no fuel for their fire. You're just standing there completely at peace because you know who you are. You feel your heart and you realize this is just a part of yourself that's trying to flame, that's trying to clear out. And like I said, when you get no reactions from a person flaming at you, trolling at you, you're free. And you'll notice that those people will become less and less because that's not your reality anymore. That's just other portions of yourself clearing away. It's other portions of yourself falling away. Okay? And you probably won't attract people like that much longer. They'll become less and less in your reality because you are becoming more and more secure with yourself. Okay? That's the way it works. That's vibrational science, my friends. Okay, so let's go down the list here a bit more. This one here is from Marla. Marla says, I worked on an out exchange situation, and just yesterday I got the most heartfelt thank you from the person's situation I was working on. Great job. Keep up the great work, Marla. That's the whole idea, guys. We just want to keep bringing love to all of our people that we feel are representing our life foundation circle, whether it's friends, whether it's family, whether it's acquaintances, whatever it is. We want to be aware of how our environment reacts to us. We want to be aware of how our environment changes when we start to change. When we start to bring love energy forward, everything just works so subtly. There's not a big, gigantic chiming bell that's going to go off and saying, oh, by the way, this person has now changed because you've been able to exercise your love energy, right? You don't have a narrator. You don't have an announcer. You don't have a dinging. You don't have a bunch of points coming and flashing in your face that you have uplifted your reality, that you've advanced, that you've upgraded. That would be cool. But no, everything just works in a subtle, quiet way. We have to check in with ourselves. We have to be aware of our reality. We have to be aware of the people that come into our reality. And we notice these kind things. I see it all the time, right? When I'm going out, I'm seeing people opening doors for me. I'm opening doors for them. They're saying hello and good morning to me. I'm saying hello and good morning to them, right? And it reciprocates. It all flows. Just continuing to have kindness, continuing to give compassion. And your entire reality reflects that. So that's a beautiful thing, okay? So if there's a heartfelt exchange, a loving exchange there, Marla, that's great. That's a great sign. Keep up the great work, all right? So this one here is from Pat. Every time I try to meditate, I see a vision of a small girl or off-worldly person. Okay. Well, that's a little bit different from what we're talking about. But again, if that does happen, just observe. Just witness that person. We don't have to worry too much about what it means. Just observe that person. Whenever that small girl appears in your meditation, or an off-worlder appears in your meditation, just observe them. Don't worry about who are you, where do you come from. That becomes the intellectual mind. Let's just be with them. Invite them to sit down with you. Invite them to come closer and talk to you. Invite them to come in so that you can get to know more about them. Just like we're meeting a new friend. We don't want them to say, oh yeah, hi, how's it going? And then we take off and then we're asking a psychic, who is that person? Well, did you sit down and talk with them? Did you invite them into your space? Did you invite them to come so they could share something with them? Share something with you, right? Maybe they shared a thought exchange with you. Maybe they were able to talk to you in words. Invite them in. Come into your space. Let them feel welcome. Okay? That's what you do. Continue to have a conversation. You're meeting some new friends. All right? That's what we do when we meet new people. Let's sit down. Let's talk. Let's get to know each other if they're willing. All right? Anne says, my back pain is getting better and better. Believe as every morning I was very sore. Now it's about 75% less. That is fantastic, Anne. Great job. And we're going to notice that it's going to become 100% less. Like I said, the more that you're just putting that love energy, the higher you can go up into your love energy and just stay up there and soar, you're going to notice that the back pain or any other problems with your physical body are going to vanish very, very quickly. The greater potency that we put into our love, the greater the effect it's going to affect all of our bodies, physically, emotionally, and mentally. So that's great, Anne. Keep up the great work. Go higher. Go stronger. Make that love energy even more potent. Really go all out. Put yourself in bliss. Be in bliss. That's really where we want to be. There's kind of that feeling where I feel good. Okay, I feel really good. I'm feeling great. Oh my God, I'm completely blissed out. That's what we want. We want the, oh my God, I'm completely blissed out feeling. Particularly when we're doing it first and foremost. Because this is what happens. People go through breakthroughs. They do the BCR technique. They say, yeah, there's this guy talking on YouTube about this stuff and blah, 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 blah. But then you finally do the technique. And you say, oh my God, I had like the most blissful experience the very first time I did BCR technique. I went into full out bliss. I was so happy. It just opened my heart. Tears were flowing down my face. I felt like so much within me was healing. That's it. That's exactly what you want. And we want to try and repeat that as often as we can in day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, all the way up to day 30. Get blissed out. Get your bliss hit. And just feel completely blissed and feel completely amazing because this is your space. This is your reinforcement paradise. You're making it into something absolutely beautiful and you're getting blissed out from it. This is exactly what happened to me when I was first doing EQ method, BCR technique. Right, it was the EQ method at the time, right, the earlier version, and BCR technique was just a part of that. And I would just go in and I would just get these bliss hits. I would be laughing, I would be smiling. My smile was from ear to ear. I was so happy, and I was getting bliss hit all the time. And I was just so happy. I felt like I wanted to go out and hug everybody. Just people I saw on the street. I was so blissed out. I wanted to hug everybody. That's how blissed out I was when I was first doing this work. Right? You want to be so incredibly blissed out. That's where you want to go. You want to go into that space and you want to ramp up your imagination. Okay? Maybe you're watching stories. Maybe you're reading a book. Maybe you're looking at images. Say, oh my God, I would love to experience like that. Here's like a gigantic crystal city and there's like streams of light coming out of the crystals. And well, good, picture that. Imagine yourself there. Imagine yourself levitating. Be in that space. Feel yourself inside these crystals. Feel yourself getting all of these light downloads coming into yourself. Get blissed out, right? And as soon as you get blissed out, you're now putting that love energy into yourself. Oh my God, bliss, go ahead and take care of all these problems I have in my body. Clear away the conflicts. I'm ready to let them all go. And you are so incredibly high on bliss, you have no problem watching all of those things vanish. It hits you so quickly. It hits you so hard. It hits you like a beautiful feather, I guess you could say. It's like a lightning bolt, but it's as light as a feather. It's a wonderful feeling. I can't really describe it. It's just that bliss hit. And then when you start doing conflict elimination, it becomes so simple because you got all of this love energy flowing through you. It's so powerful. It's so wonderful. It's so divine. It just throws you for a loop. You feel lighter than air. It's a wonderful feeling. So get blissed out, people. That's what I can suggest, right? Work with BCR technique, get blissed out, and now when you're doing conflict elimination, no problem whatsoever because you are filled with that bliss. All right? Let's get blissed out. Shirley says, it is simple. I just need to take the time to do the work. Yep, make sure you schedule this in. Okay, if you have a busy schedule, I understand that. But usually what I would suggest is that if you usually wake up at a certain time, maybe wake up a half hour early. Okay, so also maybe take a little bit more time in your evening, right? Maybe like 1 hour before you go to bed, do some of this. Okay, now you're going to bed super happy, super blissful. No problems, no conflicts on your mind. Your thoughts are at peace. And you're going to have an incredible night's sleep. Okay, I'm just introducing this to you guys. The responsibility about how you put it into your life, how you decide to use it, the pattern that you create to it is all up to you. This is where you have to shine as creator and decide, how am I going to use this? How am I going to use conflict elimination? How am I going to schedule it in? How is it going to be part of my patterns? That's what you have to figure out. You have to take this ball. I'm passing you the ball, saying, here it is. You go ahead and you take that ball and you run with it. You make it yours. Okay? It's not about me. It's not about saying you have to trust me or don't trust me, or you like my face, you don't like my face, or Brad has an agenda or Brad doesn't have an agenda. Whatever it is, I don't care. I'm completely at peace where I am. And it's because of these things that I show you guys that I'm at peace. You now have a ball. You can take that ball and you run with it. You make it your own. Make conflict elimination your own. Make BCR technique your own. Make it yours. Okay? And succeed spectacularly with how you make it. Okay? So Victoria said, I did a conflict elimination on being successful. I followed Brad today and changed the words related to success. I found that taking care of myself was part of success. So the statements in that area. Great. That's excellent. Okay? Success is great. We can certainly work with success as well too. The greatest success is the success that we feel within. It's never an outer success. It's always an inward one. Okay? When we clear away an old conflict, we're successful with that. Let inner success be the treasure that exists within you. Okay? It's always about inner success. Okay. Lena says, I want to use it to find my car keys at night. All right, go for it. Okay, Stacy says, awesome, I like this practice. Got lots of insight where my conflicts are. Love how easy to clear. Really got not focusing on closing hand. It does it on its own when I'm in heart space. That's it, right? This is why I say the majority, 90 to 95% of our focus, of our attention is here on our goal. And we're just letting this, we're aware of it, that's it. We're just aware of the conflict hand. Our heart, our attention is in the goal. And spirit is just doing this by itself. And we can even feel that kind of powerful sensation as we let spirit in and say, spirit is going to take care of the conflicts. Spirit is working with my hand. Spirit is moving my hand because my attention is down here on my goal. I see myself going into the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay? Perfect. That's great, Stacy. Keep up the great work. You're already getting it. Okay? So like I said, guys, if you do not know how to do conflict elimination too well, start with BCR. Okay? Like I said, it's a prerequisite. We want to make sure our heart is open, our heart is full, our heart is strong, and now you're ready to face conflict elimination technique as a practice and apply it to yourself regularly. Okay. Son of Superman says, I really love this. I hit a wall yesterday, though. I needed to open my heart more. It's so important to be in your heart. Although I used this to open the heart on Wednesday, so that was cool. Okay, that's good. Yes, we have to be in our heart, guys. Like I said, that's what this hand represents. When you're here, this is why we're putting it on the heart. This is your goal. This is your heart. So like I said, BCR technique first, and then moving on to conflict elimination. Okay, Rebecca says, I finished and it's life-changing. Excellent. Okay, Stacy says, thanks for breathwork techniques. I do them walking the dog. Great. Lilium says, it helps me a lot. I'm grateful. Sharon says, which technique do we do first? BCR technique. Okay, so Sharon, just go to my playlists on my YouTube channel here and go to the BCR technique. You can also find it in the video description. Click in the video description. You'll see the link there for the BCR technique 30-day challenge. Start there first. Okay, do the 30 days. Once the 30 days are done, come to this, conflict elimination. This is why it's a level 2 healing technique. Okay? Thank you for your question. Okay. So yeah, pretty much I'm seeing people here just getting some really good results from both BCR technique and conflict elimination. Okay, so guys, yes, there's another technique. There's a bonus technique. There's a bonus level 1 technique. It's cord removal healing. Okay, now I don't make that one mandatory. That one is just an optional one. If you really like BCR technique, right, please do BCR technique first. That is what I would consider to be the mandatory level 1. If we want to do cord removal healing, that's an option. So cord removal healing 10-day challenge is also on my playlists. Okay, and if you want to check out cord removal healing because you really love the idea of cord cutting and you want to do cord cutting the proper way, you work with cord removal healing. Okay, so CRH, cord removal healing. As Victoria here says, I love the cord removal healing process. And Brad, like toy voice in your face. Oh, that's okay, guys. If you like my face and you like my voice, great. If you don't like my face and if you don't like my voice, that's okay too. All right. Like I said, it's not about me. I just share these things with you guys. Like I said, it's a ball that I'm handing and saying, here, do you want to play with this ball? Sure. I don't want to play with your ball. I don't like your face. Okay, well, fine by me. I'm going to enjoy my ball then. All right. So that's okay. What matters to me is that you guys are doing the practices. You're seeing how it helps you, right? And if this helps you, fantastic. Take it as far and as wide as you can, okay? So yes, cord removal healing is definitely a great one as well too. So you guys can certainly look into cord removal healing. That is just another level 1 healing technique, okay? And it's optional. But if you love cord cutting, that's what I suggest you check out. Okay. So Bira here says, I've had great results from BCR technique. I can manage high emotion with the breathing exercises and my demeanor is much calmer and at ease. Fantastic. Glad to hear it. Thank you, Bira. Jaden says, BCR made me feel like a totally different person after I finished it because before I felt like I had no love energy, but now I feel like I have an infinite amount. Jaden, that is fantastic. That's great. That's wonderful, right? And like I said, that's all BCR is doing. It's making a heart where there's only this much love energy, like this. It's huge. It's gigantic. You're sitting on your throne. You're sitting at the top of the summit. And my job is to make these things as simple as possible for you guys, right? I do what I can to make it as simple as possible, right? We all have to remember how to be kids. We have to remember how to be children. We have to remember to be completely at peace with our emotions. We have to talk to our emotions. We have to talk to our feelings. We have to talk to our thoughts. We have to talk to our inner being. Kids are gurus at that, okay? This is why I say you want to bring out your inner child because your inner child is adept at doing that, right? We got to let go of the adult side. We're bringing the child into the adult body. I'm not saying you have to go and do somersaults, rolling down a hill or anything like that. If that's what helps bring love energy to yourself, go for it. But it's the idea of saying that that level of innocence, that pure innocence that's within me is preserved. I feel the child within me again. I can smile again. Just by you smiling, that's inner child. Just by you laughing, that's inner child. Just you feeling a heartfelt connection to someone or to an event, that's the inner child, okay? The adult by itself is like this, right? They don't want to feel. They're completely consumed by logic. They're completely consumed by rationality. They get offended by everything. They're triggered by everything, right? That's the grim adult form. Okay? We're letting go of that because the adult form is heavily programmed and conditioned. So we're bringing the inner child, that sweet innocence that has no boundaries, that's boundless. We're putting that into ourselves. So now we're that inner child inside an adult body. And that's where we're bringing both worlds together and they're harmonizing. So that's what we want to continue to work on. So Jaden, great sharing with that. I'm glad you're doing super well with the BCR. This is a question here for the healing code cards, which is fine because it's regarding healing. Stacy says, when using 3 stomach cards from the healing code cards, do I need to look at each card a minute each or fan it out and do one? As P.S. a pillowcase with sleep and dream symbols would be awesome. You don't need a dream symbols. You can use the healing code cards. You just put the healing code cards in your pillowcase and you go to sleep, right? So that's one way to work with this. I am looking into the idea of expanding the healing code apparel. Okay, it's just a matter of finding good suppliers that are reliable, right? So I would like to create like a kind of like a healing bed with healing codes, but I have not really found a very good supplier with that. So this is why it's a little bit delayed right now. I know there's products like that out there, but I want to find a supplier that's really reliable, that I could really work with together, and that we could get it for a good price as well too. So that will be coming in the times ahead with more healing code apparel, healing code bedding, right? A lot of things are going to be coming together. Right now, I'm mostly just focusing on the healing code cards because the energy deck has come out, and I really want to focus on those cards. And then after a while, I'll focus more on the healing code apparel. We'll do a lot more stuff with that. I'll look into getting bedding as well too. But going back to your question here, like I said, guys, we have 4 methods, okay? One of those methods is the gaze method, okay? So here I am with the radiation eliminator, okay? So one of the methods is I can look at this for 60 seconds, okay? Do I have to do all 4 methods back to back? No, I don't. I can do just one of the 4 methods and that's fine. So I don't even have to look at the card. It's on my body, okay? And I can keep it there for as long as I want. I didn't have to do the gaze method. I didn't have to do the charge method. I didn't have to do the capture method, okay? I can take the card right out of the deck and I can put it right here in the stomach and it's going to work because it's touching my body, it's touching my energy field, it's in my energy field, and now all that energy is cycling into my body, okay? When I'm talking about that there's 4 different methods for you, I'm not talking about you have to do this one first, then this one second, then this one third, then this one fourth. No. You can do one of the 4, okay? So if you like the idea of doing the gazing method and that's all you want to do, then you just do that. That's fine. If you want to do the charge method and that's all you want to do, then just do that. If you want to do the body method and that's all you want to do, then just do that. You want to do the capture method and that's all you want to do, then just do that, okay? Or you can do them all together. That's fine too. There's no rules. It's or and, okay? It's not and, okay? You can make a decision. You decide which method works good for you and just do that method. Or you can do combinations. It's up to you, whatever you feel, okay? You are creator. Make your own decisions. Take this ball and run with it. Make it yours, okay? So that's what I can say in regards to the stomach cards. Lilium says, never knew a body without pain. Now my body is lighter and almost painless. Fantastic. And that's very much how my body is feeling, right? And even if there is some pain in that sense, I know how to neutralize that pain very quickly. And now the body is feeling great, okay? So yes, diet is important. Exercise is important. Meditation each day is important as well too. But again, it's your love energy. You command yourself. You're commanding your own energies. You are seeing yourself as sovereign. And that's what makes the difference, okay? Very good. That's like my catchphrase. And that's what makes the difference. I say that a lot. And it's good. So April says, thanks and blessings for so many simple tools to do the inner work, for allowing my bliss. Well, that's my job, guys. This is what I do, right? I had to go through the years and years of looking at all the heavy stuff and just trying to trim all the fat and just try to make things that are simple for people so you don't have to go through 10 to 20 years of ritual behavior. You don't have to do 10 or 20 years of deep physical practice or anything of that nature. It's good if you do that. That's cool. But that's not a requirement. We just want to go to the source. We want to work with ourselves. We want to clear away these conflicts. We want to be open with ourselves. And this is what I've spent the last 13, almost 14 years of my life now doing, is looking into this stuff and making it easier for you guys. I've gone into the trenches. I've gone into the hard stuff. I've looked into all these things with rituals and practices and procedures and initiations and all that stuff, and you don't need any of that. You do not have to have any of that stuff to go into doing the delightful inner work. With BCR technique, guys, I never had to initiate any of you once. With conflict elimination technique, I haven't had to initiate any of you once. With cord removal healing, I haven't had to initiate you once. Okay? It's just a simple, straight to the point, practical exercise. All three of them that you can do, and that it's working together with you. With healing code cards, I don't have to initiate you at all. Okay? Initiation is not necessary. It's an option. If people prefer that, that's great, but that's not necessary to go deeply into yourself and to go to God. Okay? You have to know that you're God. You do not need to initiate yourself to know that you're God and that you can go to yourself that is God. Right? You don't have to do that. It's just all part of traditions. And that's fine. No problem with that. But I'm saying that there's another way. Okay? All right, Rebecca, exactly. Get blissed out. You got it. Okay. So, guys, I think we're coming up to the end of the time here. So I want to thank you, everybody, for being here with me for these past 7 days. Okay? Work with the BCR technique. Go on into level 2 here, conflict elimination technique. Keep up the great work. Like I said, with a strong heart and with a strong resolve of love, you are able to clear away all of your conflicts using level 1 and level 2 healing that I'm providing here for you. And again, I want to thank you all for being part of the 7-day challenge. I hope you guys have gotten a lot out of this 7-day challenge, and I want you again to start again from day number 1. Go from day number 1 and just watch this again, watch this again, watch this again, until you really get the hang of conflict elimination because you've already done BCR. Okay? So keep watching this 7-day practice. You have everything that you need inside this challenge. I wish you guys well, giving you guys so much love and compassion and divine abundance through your journey. Know that you are God. Know that you are the divine. Know that you are source consciousness. This is your true nature. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great rest of the day. Be well and take care.